All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Let's get this show on the road. It is March the 1st. We have survived February. Awesome. Let's bring up the calendar real quick because I'm pretty sure we have ISM numbers. Yeah, we have ISM numbers coming up in a couple of minutes. And so we have about 3 minutes to go. Let's give it a minute here. You'll notice I have trades open already. I took these at about 5:30 or so this morning, right up at the top there. I sold at the top. I sold again here. I sold again here. And then on the way back up, I added in the center right there. I played this, and now the news came out at 7:45 my time. And now I'm waiting for the ISM to come out at the top of the hour. Ultimately, I want to aim to close those swing trades somewhere around 790 or 760, in this zone down here. Right. So if we go and look at the daily chart, we know we have news coming, so we just have to wait a few minutes. But looking at this already, we have a lower high. We're attempting to make a lower low. We'll see in a minute. Overnight, in the course of 16 hours, the market's moved only 3 boxes. And so let's see if we can fulfill an average day from here. On an hourly scale, it looks like this. Right, so 16 hours of sideways. And we're just waiting for the news to come if it will show us the volatility we're looking for. All right, let's get ready. Let's find my boxes. So obviously I'm bearish for today, and I'll be selling any kind of a green candle, any kind of green price action at resistance. All right, let's double check the box. The box is good. Let's see if we can measure from the top. It's been
1 minute remaining. I'll lead with US ISM manufacturing PMI.
So we've already moved 2 boxes. All right, does this look familiar? All right, this is what happened yesterday, and they try to repeat the same pattern again this morning. All right, our famous enemy, outside range. All right, let's wait for the news, and then we want to sell expensive. Somewhere around here would be a nice place to sell. And we're expecting strong U.S. results. The squawk box will tell us what's
10
happening.
seconds.
Whoa.
47.8 lower than forecast, 49.5.
Look at
University of Michigan
that.
sentiment final 76.9, 76.9 lower than forecast, 79.6. Seeing large downside in dollar, upside in stocks. University of Michigan 5-year inflation final 2.9%, 2.9% as expected. 1-year inflation final 3%, 3% as expected. ISM manufacturing prices paid 52.5, 52.5 lower than forecast, 53.2. US construction spending month over month minus 0.2%, minus 0.2% lower than forecast, 0.2%. Michigan expectations final 75.2, 75.2. Michigan conditions final 79.4, 79.4. New orders index 49.2, 49.2. Employment index 45.9, 45.9.
I'm still selling green. Go. I put 4 clicks on. One of them's closed already. All right, so the numbers came in outside of our expectations. The market reacted appropriately. Right now that the news is out, we're forward looking. Sorry. Right. We remain inside the range, expecting to break the lows in time.
Swift construction spending month over month, prior revised 1.1%.
Right. So if we measure from the low, the market has rallied 2.5 boxes on the news event with a gap. Okay. And so we'll see what happens. Right. I'm selling resistance. My ultimate target for this down leg is 760. Right. And we acquired that target yesterday in our daily
The
approach.
Dixie dips after data last at 104.12, unchanged on the day.
Right. So we're looking somewhere around here to land and go bullish.
So reading into this ISM report, they note that employment is contracting and supply deliveries are slowing.
Right. 5-minute
Noting
chart.
that prices are increasing and exports and imports growing.
There's the ceiling. There's the floor. Intermediate. The rungs on the ladder, so to speak. And now let's just watch what the price chooses to do from here. All right, we're not trying to tell it what to do. We're just looking to see what it is trying to do, and we react accordingly. Right, so over here, the lines are static. Obviously, the lines are not moving. The price is moving across the lines. And so this becomes a decision point. I ask myself, do I want to add or remove? There might be something for me to do at these levels. And by the same token,
US Treasury yields slip after data, 10-year yield down 0.2 basis points on the day at 4.25%.
by the same token, I use this dynamic box, which is moving, and I can pin it anywhere I want, and I can use it as a measuring tool. And now I can measure volatility. Oops, I changed this box. I'll remove it and copy this one. And so we use this box to measure the environment that we're within. Right. So within the box, we know what to do. I want to sell right there. Right. I'm just recycling the trades that already have closed. We've already made 4 winners today. Right. Sell one more right there. See what comes up next.
At 10:15 a.m. Eastern Time, we expect comments from Fed's Waller and Fed's Logan, who each respond to a paper titled Quantitative Tightening Around the Globe, What Have We Learned? At the 2024 U.S. Monetary Policy Forum in New York. Text is expected as well as a Q&A.
Yesterday's speakers did move the market, and let's see what today's speakers will do. So I don't know if you've noticed, but for the last few weeks, the US news that's been coming out has been slipping off the target. The euro has been reacting accordingly every time. So we have to be cautious of that moving forward, right? Just be aware that things are not as rosy as they seem. Right. I'm waiting to see if I get a close in this upper box up here, and that will allow me to spend clicks that belong there. I've already got 4 or 5 for this current environment. There's the box I'm looking for. Top of the hour. 7 minutes in. We've had what, about 1, 2, 3, 4.
Fed schools be on the wires now, saying housing inflation is the thing that's really been weird.
Okay. This reminds me very much of yesterday. Right, this environment up here, and we ended up finishing at the opposite end. Again, anything can happen. If you have a click to spend, put it right there. I'm putting 2 right there. All right, inside this zone here, I'm selling that resistance inside that zone right there. All right, so third. You can see where my break even is. That's the
Fed
white,
Scoresby says I wouldn't be surprised if January inflation was noise,
that white dotted
and
line.
says we have to keep an eye on housing inflation.
That white dotted line makes up is the average of everything that you see here. So that includes my swing trades as well as my 3-pip trades. And so as we speak, we're just about breaking even.
Ten 15 a.m. Eastern Time, we expect comments from Feds Waller and Feds Logan, who each respond to a paper titled Quantitative Tightening Around the Globe, What Have We Learned? At the 2024 U.S. Monetary Policy Forum in New York. Text is expected, as well as a Q&A from the moderator.
I'm going to put number 4 right there. And that now entitles me to 4 more if we end up going here. Five more minutes, and those Fed speakers will be on the podium. Perfect. Give me more of that. Right, so now I get to recycle that trade if it pushes it back up. Right. The green candle will allow me to sell right there. Average bars right now are 5 pips. And I am on the 1 minute chart, right? So the average bars themselves have greatly increased. We're just relying on the direction at this point, right? If we have the direction right, all our trades will close within 1 or 2 bars. If we have the direction wrong, then we start building a position which ultimately should result in a move in our favor. I don't take this like financial advice. I'm just some random guy on YouTube. I have no idea what I'm doing here. So if I lead you off a cliff, it's not my problem. There's the green candle. I already reopened my trade. I've already recycled it. I have to wait. This might be at play right here.
Fed school speakers, I believe the Fed funds rate is quite restrictive.
Right? We have to survive this. Ideally, it won't even break that. That would be best. Couple of minutes and the speakers are on. Let's take a peek at the dollar index and
1 minute remaining.
the yields like we do every day. Right, the dollar index has retraced after the news. The yields have retraced back to support.
The Fed Scoresby says if inflation keeps falling, the Fed must think about jobs. Scoresby says, I don't know where interest rates will settle.
Anything can happen still, right? This could go to our stop losses. Ooh, I need to get rid of this.
10 seconds.
That's from 2 days ago.
Feds Wallace says I'd like to see Treasury holdings shift to larger share of shorter dated securities, and low prepayments have kept MBS reductions to about $15 billion a month. It's important to see continued reduction. That would allow income and expenses to rise and fall together as the FOMC lifts or cuts target rates. Moving to more T-bills would shift maturity structure closer to policy rates, and that could also assist future GE programs by allowing short-term securities to roll off portfolio and not increase balance sheets overall. Most analysts forecast larger cuts to central bank interest rates in March.
Box number 3.
And Fed
1,
slogan says, I
2.
don't think we can identify ample level of reserves in advance, and we need to feel our way to it by observing money market spreads and volatility. That means when overnight reverse repo balances approach a low level, it will be appropriate to slow the pace of asset runoff. Once on RRP is empty, there will be uncertainty over how much excess liquidity remains.
I just put 3 in that upper box. I already had swings up there.
On RRP balances mean we can be confident liquidity is more than ample. And after on RRP is drained, QT will reduce reserves on 1-for-1 basis, all else equal. And I have not seen reduction in reserves yet under the current Fed quantitative tightening. And Fed Wallace says the current overnight repo usage of about $500 billion tells me that we can continue to reduce our holdings for some time.
Perfect.
Wallace says the current Fed quantitative tightening pace is not causing substantial strains in financial markets. And Goolsby says the economy looks strong partly because of supply.
I'm waiting for click number 4 near the top. Right there. So now my average is 9 pips away, or if we claim this to be a top, I'm 1 box away from my average. And let's see if we can close some of these trades now. Right, if we go to a higher time frame and just check left, right, we're at resistance. Right, this is the area yesterday we had highlighted between 820 and 830 we wanted to be sellers into. Right, you want to be selling up here, and then you want to be buying down here. Right, so we went up 2 rungs on the ladder. Curious to see how we will end the day. Right, we have to go through all of this in order to go to the moon.
Taking a look at the fear and greed index, 77 out of 100 equaling extreme greed, and the crypto fear and greed index, 80 out of 100 also equaling extreme greed. And looking at the VIX, currently down 1.19% at 13.23.
All right, let's play it like an outside range, or at least that's what I'll be doing. We're right almost at the bottom of the hour. And that's usually the end of the pullback.
Goolsby says, I think the Fed's process will be relatively gradual.
So if this is a pullback, the end is near. If it's not a pullback, maybe we just continue on up. My stop losses are way up there still. Multiple boxes of space. This right here. Right? How do we connect this? Connect the first 2, first 3, first 4. 34. That should be the end right there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? If we're wrong on the direction, we're going to be stacking more and more and more boxes to the top side. I'm going to sell 1 right there. I'm going to sell 2. Sell 3. And there's that 4th. So now I have 3 boxes full. Let's check the daily. Right? The daily is all one big green candle. It is inside of yesterday's bearish candle. All right, keep that in mind. All right, so I have box number 4 up there, and I'll probably be hedging up here if I'm forced to. Actually, let's check on that right now. 35. Put a buy stop. Oops, sorry, I did not want to buy stop. I wanted to buy limit. Buy stop right there. Buy stop. If I don't remove the stop losses and my hedge gets triggered, I've only just doubled my risk. If I remove the stop losses and my hedge gets triggered, then my risk remains the same. The money at risk is spread between buys and sells. So here's box number 4. I'll put one trade in there. This outside range has me puzzled. I'm not sure if I should be connecting this over here. Let's see. Can I change the length of this line? Connect this, connect that, and this, right there. It's hard to see with all the stuff going on the chart. The idea is to survive, right? If we can survive, we're here again for tomorrow. For a lot of people, that's the tough part, right? We panic in under the the circumstances. We have to learn to remain calm, breathe, think things through, have a plan, plan A, plan B, plan C, and don't put it past the market to pull a fast one, right? Don't think the lion's not going to eat you because you did not eat it. That's the kind of stuff we have to contend with all the time, right? We just don't know what the market has in store. There you go. We did a little bit more than the 4 boxes, right? We're at 39. Lucky for us, we didn't, or I didn't put any money in box number one. All right, so I'm spared by 9 pips. Right. Dollar index is at support, yields are at support. Right. For this euro to go to the moon, let's look at this here. Right. For the euro to go to the moon, this would have to continue to fall, and the yields would have to fail, right? Fail support. This is going to be critical for us. Right, box number 4, I'm taking trade number 2, trade number 3. So remember, about half, if not more than half of what you see here are swing trades with no targets, right? So therefore, the swing trades themselves are in drawdown right now. Approximately 2 boxes of drawdown on my swing trades. And they made up most of the stop losses up at the top, right? Which I've now converted to a hedge if I'm to be triggered. Right, so even considering when my first entry is, I don't think I've come close to the stop loss. Right, the first entry is down here. No, I still have cleared the stops. Yeah, yeah, cleared the stops. All right, so we've closed 2, and we're at the bottom of the hour. Let's see if I can recycle these 2 trades. If I get triggered, I get triggered. And then we'll have to manage the upside, right? Make money on the upside until we come back down and take the hedge off. Right? What's the market move so far? From the top to the bottom, 42. Lucky for us, I started trading 1 box up, and so I'm at 32. The unknown, that's what gets us. Hence, we create plan B, plan C, plan D. Right? We create alternatives for the main plan that we have, and then we aim to survive. Sorry, I'm adjusting stuff in my other platforms.
WTI oil rises to $80 a barrel for the 3rd time since November.
I'm just managing some of the other accounts on the side here. Oh, recycle if you can. If you see green, feel free to recycle. First day of March. We have a ton of fun. And again, right, I'm just some random guy on YouTube. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. Crazy. Come on, let's get back inside this. Outside range. Right, let's see what it looks like on a 4-hour chart. On a 4-hour, we have an outside bar. Barely. On the daily, we still have an inside bar. Let's see how we look for the week. The week looks very undecided. Wondering what will come next. I think as far as the calendar is concerned, there's nothing left that's critical to us for today. Oh, 10:15, there's another speech. Oh, and then more speeches. Wow, wow, wow. Right. So as expected, the speeches did move the market. It's not only Powell, it's all the Fed speakers that have the ability. You know, if it's on the calendar, it's for a reason. It doesn't matter what color the calendar says it's supposed to be. $8.40. It's about 10 pips more, $1 more than we had expected. Right? We were looking for 8.20 to 8.30 to become sellers. It's gone a little bit beyond expectations. Right? Let's see on an hourly. Right? We're still butting up into all that resistance up here. Oh man, come on. The waiting is the hardest part. That's why I usually have music or something in the background, keep my mind occupied. Right. If my hedge gets triggered, I have to be playing the bullish side, 3 pips, 3 pips, 3 pips, 3 pips, and try and pay down or pay off the drawdown. Right. And then if it so happens that we come back under the hedge, I can close it and everything remains, copacetic. The idea is to understand which side, it's like a teeter totter. I'm just trying to figure out which side I need to put my money on. Hold it myself. And if we're wrong, we're wrong. And that's nothing wrong with being wrong. That's the secret. I'm going to change the size of my change the size of the buy stop. 80. So it's slightly bigger. This off and take this off. Take this off. There we go. All right, so I changed the buy stop so it's slightly bigger than what I have on the board, and so that it immediately makes me money if it triggers. Now, if I can recycle trades, I'll be recycling trades on the way down, just like we did yesterday. All right, just to review yesterday,
European bond yields moved lower after US data. Germany's 10-year bond yield up 0.6 basis points on the day at 2.41%.
yesterday we traded this on the way down, made money on the way down, and it's likely
The
going to
US Treasury
repeat.
2-year yield hits 2-week peaks in wake of Fed's Waller's comments on shift to shorter dated securities.
I'm going to put this here. I'm going to put this somewhere here. I'm going to put this to the side. Just going to use this as a measuring device. Right, green candle. I'm going to take 2. If you don't know what you're doing, you don't have a hedge. You have stop losses, right? Hedging is something you graduate into. If your hedge is already triggered and you're in drawdown on the hedge, close it. Right? That's the idea. You just doubled your risk now. Right? You have to see if we can recycle some of these trades. Perfect. That's what we want. Let's do that now for the rest of the day. If you're closing your hedge, you have to put your stop losses back on. Random dude on YouTube told me to hedge, and now my account is gone. No, random dude is teaching you to lose so that you eventually learn how to hedge. All right, green candle, click, click. And again, I might be totally wrong here, and this thing just keeps on going up. Right? This is the problem we all have. Right? This unknown. And so we work with probabilities.
US Treasury 2-year yield last down 9.6 basis points at 4.55%.
And so what I've done is I've built a position to exploit the probabilities, not to exploit the current move. Right? I couldn't care less about the current move. I measure it, and it gives me an idea of what's coming next. Right? There's a green candle, I'll sell. So I have 3 in that box now. 1, 2, 3, 3 in that box.
And Brent crude futures rise by $2 to $83.91 a barrel.
Busy day today. The squawk box is non-stop squawking. This is what we had so far, right? And coming up next, if it pushes back up, I'll sell the 4th click that I have. Like that. Now I wait again. Curious to see what will come of this in the next hour or so. Right? This is an hourly chart right here. And I'm curious to see what the next hour will bring. Will we test these highs? Or will we come back and find support somewhere? Right? So if we look at it on the 5 minutes, we have to figure out if it's trying to climb further. Right? Considering it's already climbed so many rungs, we would expect that it comes back down a couple, right? 1 or 2 boxes, so to speak. Recycle some trades there. Oh boy. I'm glad it's Friday. Crazy snow the last few days, lots of shoveling. The weather just doesn't want to give up. It's super dry in the house also. It's hard to breathe. We're good. We're good. We're doing awesome. It's just to double check we're doing awesome. Let's go see. Look at that. Right? We started over here and it's pointing to the top right. That's exactly what we want to see. We have won almost 3,800 trades, or placed 3,800 trades, won 3,400 and lost 350. Right, let's see what comes to the top of the hour. Right, the London fix. if the hedge gets triggered, I I start to play bullish. Let's make sure I have the right spot. Wrong place, sorry. My first trade is here. Yeah, 36, 37. Perfect. The news that came out this morning was the lower probability, and we're suffering the consequences. Right? Me personally, I tend to never bet against the US news, and you can see what creates. Right? That's okay. It's just an environment we need to be able to operate within. Right? You don't join the military if you don't like the fog of war.
The Dow Jones now up 0.4%.
All right. What kind of top is this? We can't call this a triple top unless we break the bottom. Right? On this 5-minute chart, right, we can't tell if it's going to break the top or the bottom. It's in the center, so you have to give it a minute and let it tell you what to do next. Right? That's why the rungs on our ladder are important. We get to ask ourselves what we want to do at each one of these rungs. Oftentimes the answer is we do nothing, right? We just continue. But it's a decision point, it's an action point. All right, so let's just look for consistency, and then in the end, that daily chart that we're operating within, it would be nice to see it with a wick, either at the top and maybe back at the bottom somewhere. You know, something like yesterday. I doubt it will come, considering what's happened so far. Right? We need to undo all of this and end up down here somewhere. Right? The average is 53, and today the market has done 43. Where will we do the missing 10 pips? Are we going to do another 10 pips higher and maybe retest these highs? Or are we going to do like yesterday and retrace? I'm going to get rid of this line right there because it's messing up with my mind. All right, so we're floating $123 of drawdown on a $5,800 account. I don't think that's that bad. Right? That's not bad at all. It's how you spread this out. right? If it's all in one trade, you have very little control. If it's spread over a range of trades like this, or a range of prices, you have more control. And by control, I mean you choose where to spend the money, right? It's not, it doesn't have to be a perfect bullseye. We have the opportunity to make mistakes, and we fix our mistakes. Got about 5 minutes, 7 minutes to go at the top of the hour. Curious to see intermediate time frame, like a 2 hour chart. What does this look like? And so on a 2 hour chart, we have resistance above, we have support below, and we're right in the middle of that range, right in the center of this. Right? What do we think will come next? More upside or downside? Right. This is turning into Gilligan's Island, a 3 hour tour. Let's go take a ride on the SS Minnow. Let's repeat some trades. Let's recycle some. I hate to leave you guys hanging like this, especially near the top of the range. It'd be nice to finish the week with fireworks. If we can give another 3 to maybe 4 boxes in our favor, that'd be fantastic. A little move, something like this. That's what we want. Just like yesterday. Had the news come out in the opposite direction, we'd probably be buying by now. We'd be buying at the bottom instead of selling at the top. And this is emulating real life. We want to buy stuff when they're on sale, and we want to sell stuff when it's expensive. Most people come to the market with fear of missing out, and it's the opposite, right? They end up chasing when it's expensive and trying to catch a falling knife. Oh boy, oh boy. 3 minutes. First of the month. Uh, Anything can happen. Oh, I need to take this off. My hedge is bigger than what I have on the books. And so if there are stop losses hanging around, it's extra risk. It's risk that I'm not willing to take. That would be booking a loss that is not warranted because of the hedge, right? So while I'm edging, I cannot have stop losses. Here's the red ticks. So anybody that started trading with the live session, you started trading after the news, so you've been shorting at the top. I was trading before the news. I was trading 2.5, 3 hours before the news. And so I ended up building a position to take advantage of the news, right? I'm early. I was way early, put it that way. Proof is in the pudding. In the next few hours, we'll know exactly where we stand. All right, getting back to break even would be awesome. Especially on a Friday. Be a good way to end.
So the Fed say it's not appropriate to reduce target range until we have greater confidence inflation is moving sustainably toward 2%. The risks to achieving the Fed's goals moving into better balance. The Fed remains highly attentive to inflation risk. And
Yes,
Fed
it is a
softening in market trends
typical
point to
Friday.
a continued deceleration in housing services prices over the years ahead, and continuing geopolitical tensions pose an upside risk to energy prices. Ongoing softening of labor demand and improvements in labor supply should contribute to a further slowing in core services price inflation. Possible rapid adoption of new technologies like AI and robotics could boost productivity growth above the current moderate pace in the coming years. Stronger labor market, work from home, cash payments have supported demand for housing, limiting the effect of higher rates. And rates and tighter underwriting and zoning and other regulations have constrained housing supply. And 6 month core PCE rose at an annual 2.5% rate. Inflation measured over relatively short periods may exaggerate idiosyncratic temporary factors.
They're making shit up now. Thinking out loud, just thinking out loud. Don't mind me. This is a typical Friday. Yes, typical Friday. They like to inflict pain. All right, so the top of the hour is here. The London fix is here. Let's see. Wonder what they have in store. Maybe this will be a 2-hour recording. It'd be nice if we could flatten the book on the Friday. And these are just to model what could happen, right? These are just temporary. It's just for my mind to have an idea of what the market has the ability to do, right? They're just measuring distance and measuring time. Right? If I get green candles, I'll be recycling some of these. Right? Those of you following along, you've got a whole bunch of winners now. Green candle. I put 2 back on. That's better. More real estate. My my break even is right around 920, right there. So if I can get back to this green line here, I lose nothing. 12 pips. That's doable. That's what we want to see. Come on. Give it to us. Yes, 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 yes. We need to be short for now. Buy from 760, 780, 785. No, we want to be buying below 800, not 830. There's a green candle. If you can take a click, go ahead. I'm just waiting to see if it pushes a little bit higher. Like in this area here. This area there. Or maybe around there. As always, we play for the next move. All right. So if it's been going up, there's a good chance, there's a high probability that the next move is down. 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just gonna slow down the clicks. Friday after all. Had the news come our way, we would have been done for today. Oh well. Trading with no regrets. That's awesome. You know, when you can accept the loss and just keep going, there's no psychological pain, you know. It's just a job, it's just pushing buttons, and our demeanor doesn't have to change. It's another opportunity to sell. Typical Friday. Absolutely. I still don't fancy trading Fridays. Like, what am I at now? My stop loss is within reach. I'm within 2 boxes away from the stop. That's the average break even I try to maintain. And that's break even with everything, right? That's two different strategies on the same account, right? I'm running swings and 3 pips, 3 pips, 3 pips with one pool of money. There's that resistance you want to sell into if you can. Hold on to your hats. We'll find out soon enough which way we're busting a move. We are still missing 10 pips or so on the daily candle. Right? So if average day has not been fulfilled yet. Here I was hoping for a 30-minute trading session. It looks like it's going to turn into a whole day trading session. whole day being lunchtime New York. We'll see what happens. All right. I'm replicating similar setups in multiple different accounts. And so when you hear the beep, beep, beep in the background, a lot of that is the other platforms either booking wins or losses. Perfect. Beautiful. That's what we want. We got about, was it 9 inches, about 10 inches of snow yesterday. It creates havoc. My internet went out for a couple hours. Manage trades from the phone. There. Hopefully everything will settle down this weekend. There we go. That's all right. So we are assuming this is a high and starting counting our boxes from the high, right? So we put the box on the swing and then we start stacking boxes upon boxes until we find the bottom. And usually that will take us 3 to 4 boxes. It's just an averaging game. Right? We want to see trades close. Trading off the levels. I'm going to recycle that trade right there. Now we've built a position. We've postponed gratification. Uh, let's see when we start to get paid. And there's really nothing left for us to do until we close trades. Then we get to recycle them. Right? Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Patience, patience. Remember, they're using time to get under our skin, right? We have a good plan. They're just stretching it out. They're trying to see who's going to blink first. Keep things simple. Don't overcomplicate things. If you have too many gadgets on your screen, they're all telling you a different story. You're just confusing yourself. We trade, commando style, and our methodology is transferable. You can do this on any trading platform. You don't need special widgets, special robots, special indicators, or special doodads. You just need your brain. Everybody else is trying to climb Mount Everest in flip flops. You've already done it. Flip flops, baby. Random dude on YouTube. I think we're supposed to cheer. Yay! Applause. Yeah. We've said it before, right? Don't be a dick for a tick. If it's close enough to your target, take the damn trade, right? Just don't haggle for $1. Come on. We were right on the destination. We were off on the target by one box. Actually, less than a box, about a half a box. Right? Are we going to find more downside? Are we going down the ladder? Right? Or are we going to find that we're taking a pause here and going back up? I'm curious to see what comes next. Yep, we are monks. Yeah, that's right. We don't really have feelings for wins or feelings for losses. We're just here to do the job. And if we, focus on the excellence, focus on excellence, not perfection, you will reach excellence. You don't have to be perfect to start. You don't have to be perfect to keep going either. Okay, so here's what we did as a group. Actually, sorry, I lied. As a group, we started down here with the news event. We've built a position on the way up with the news event. And here we are capitalizing afterwards. All right. Let's not confuse leverage for genius. All right. We're not going to make $1 million. So let's not speed the process. And slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Just keep doing what works. You want to be selling on a green candle, if there are any. right? Learn to operate in an environment of drawdown. You need to open trades to make money.
And Treasury Secretary Yellen says we're not attempting to sever our economic relationship with China, and the US believes trade with China is beneficial.
Green candle took one. Green candle, I took a second one. There was an avalanche on the ski hill yesterday in Jasper. Nobody got hurt, but it typically doesn't happen. We got a ton of snow all at once late in the season, which is very unfamiliar, unbecoming of temperature. Come on. I want to finish this recording. I just want to get this picture posted and the video uploaded and sleep like a baby for the weekend. All right. I think we're on track. We need to see what will happen in the next, two rungs, the next box or so, right? In this area here, we're going to be at support. We want to see if we can break support, right? We want to breach that and continue to go down. And London fix is solving all our problems. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Keep your trades open. Don't touch your stop losses. Don't touch your targets. If you can find break even, especially on a Friday, don't argue with it. Just take it and say thank you. If you can engineer break even, do so. All right. We've had, let's see, let's review. Last month, previous month, $1,383 on a $3,000 account. Current month, oh, I guess that's today. Oh, the last 3 months, the previous month, that would be February, and the current month, that's today. Yeah. Can we see current week? So this week, that's excluding today, $200 on the account, 157 trades, no losers, and we did 1,000 pips. Our drawdown is slowly going down. That's per trade, right? That's per click. and the clicks are microscopic, right? So it's not reflective of the drawdown on the account. Right? Green candle. Are you going to sell this? I am. Right? We'll trade for another 20 minutes or so, and then I'll have to let you guys go. With a plan. Oh man, my brain is tired today. With the new kitten in the house, it's a strange night's sleep. Green candle. Can we recycle this trade? I would think so. I want to see it greener. There we go. I don't want to be left holding the bag. And so selling on the way down is kind of not what I usually do, right? I'm usually building a position for the next leg. And so when I'm following the trend like this, when I'm attempting to remain in one box over and over and over, I just uh, keep an eye on the number of clicks, and the number of clicks is really my no my guide. I count what I have already opened in the box or no near the box, and then I try to magic 4 to 5. If it's restraint. Curious to see if we're gonna go lower. I think we are. I remain bearish for now. All right. I'll take one right there. Selling into this area here. All right. Break even. My break even is about 9 pips, 8 pips away. So one deviation away from breaking even. So that $52 becomes zero, and the account will continue to grow. Time will tell. Okay, that's what we want to see. There you go. Another one, leaving the day with profit. Good for you, Joe. Be honest. That's awesome. Yeah, you guys are doing good. Leaving every day with quarter, a half, a quarter of a percent, a half a percent. That's life changing. You don't have to break the bank every day. You just have to do consistently the same average overall. Yeah, there you go. Trading monks. Speaking of which, I need to shave. Oh, live the life of a mountain man. Not a care in the world. There's so much snow this morning. My wife chose to walk to the school. She works at the high school. She chose to just walk there. We can't even see the road, so that's okay. 10-minute walk. Never hurt anyone. Hopefully, it's the last snowfall of the year. I'm sick of shoveling. If you have a couple of clicks to spare, might be your last chance right here. If we go and look at yesterday as a historical analog, this last little leg right here, this last little leg lower, that was the setup for the banker's close. Right? We're kind of expecting something similar at this time of day in this area here. Right? Setting up for the European banks to close. That's an event that happens every day on schedule, like clockwork. Right? The direction is unknown, but the timing is definitely known. I just want to move on. I got woken up really early, 3:30 by the kitten, and I was unable to get back to sleep. So if I sound grumpy, I apologize. I'm going to go for a nap for sure. It's the 8:30 area where we're looking for. All right, so this all of that on top there is above and beyond what I had anticipated. And this is what I was looking at. All of this, we ended up making money from it.
So Israel made it clear to Egypt and Qatar that it will not hold another round of talks regarding the deal of the release of abductees until Hamas has presented a list of all the abductees who are still alive.
Sad. Another 3 minutes or so, and I'll have to let you guys go. All right, so the plan remains the same. We remain sellers, right? We want to sell resistance, green candles into literally into next week. And preferably, we want to be buying below 08, right? So we want to be buyers somewhere between 85 and 60. If you can, 85 and 60, right down here. Right, so these 4 boxes here, we want to buy. All right, that will coincide with, on the daily chart, that will coincide with support in this area here. Right, so we want to take part in this as bulls. We want to be buying this, expecting the next move to be up from support. Okay, so that's the game plan for the rest of today and going into the opening of the market next week. All right, remain sellers until we become buyers from support. All right, don't fall for this trick up here. Right, if it's going higher, it's pulling your leg until you start making higher highs. Right, if you make higher highs, then maybe the story is changing. Right, but this is an inside bar, inside a red candle. Remain bearish. Okay, just remain bearish unless we fail to stay inside this red candle. And I'll see you guys Monday for the live session in the morning. All right. Good luck, everyone. Trade safe. See you guys later.